Live at Lunch is produced by KRFC 88.9 FM in the Ginger and Baker Studio in Fort Collins, Colorado, and supported by the Music District, a music-centric gathering place to cultivate talents, support professional development, and encourage connections. Welcome to Live at Lunch here on KRFC 88.9 FM. I'm your host today, David V., and I am happy to introduce Sugar Britches.
Oh, I wish that you loved me as much as you love Molly, and calling me at 2 a.m. to say you're sorry. You're higher than sin, no one won't let you in. I may be dumb and easy, I won't fall for that again. Oh, I wish that you loved me as much as you love your story, the one where you're in control. It must be nice to close your eyes, forget and live so bold, wrapped up in the sheets down at my feet. Kiss your head and try to wake you up. I've been in your shoes, writing poems in blood and booze. It's karma, it's hell, or it's love. You love me as much as you love Molly. And when I ask you, you say probably. That ain't me. Second place to your ecstasy. I'ma kick you out and try to get you clean. Wraps up in the sheets down at my feet. Kiss your head and try to wake you up. I've been in your shoes, writing poems in blood and booze. It's karma, it's hell, or it's love. Oh, I wish that you loved me as much as you love Molly, and calling me at 2 a.m. to say you're sorry.
Sugar Britches here on KRFC's Live at Lunch. All right, well, most of you guys are, two of the three are from Colorado. I know that
yes.
You're from Colorado, and you're from New Mexico, Ben.
That's correct.
And Lance, where are you from?
I'm from Utah.
Utah. Okay, well, all Western boys. All right. Well, obviously, not everybody is into country or Americana right from the start. What all did you guys listen to growing up? What got you into the style of music you're playing now?
Man, when I was growing up, I actually just have such a weird relationship with music. I grew up in a very conservative evangelical home, so we listened to a lot of Christian music.
Oh, really?
Very sheltered from a lot of stuff.
Evangelical Christian, not necessarily gospel or...
No, not a lot of gospels. But so not a lot of the greatest music going on, really. But
Bill Gaither Trio or something like that.
Yeah, it was terrible. No, they are. Those guys are really good, actually. But, no, my parents would play a lot of Beach Boys and stuff like that, and a lot of old classic rock and stuff. But really, growing up as a kid, I listened to a lot of metal and rap and stuff like that. And then I kind of got into jobs where I was working outside a lot, and we had to listen to the safest music we could listen to was country. So we had to put on country music, and I remember hearing Alan Jackson on the radio, and I was like, this is actually really good. So I kind of got into country back then and started listening to Robert Earl Keen and Pat Green, and from there it got into kind of the more obscure, Red Dirt or outlaw type stuff, and then I started writing songs, and it's kind of been John Prine and a good mix of other people too, but yeah.
And you moved around a bit. You're in California, New York.
Yeah, we went to California when I was pretty little, and then back to Colorado, then out to New York. So sometimes I'll say I grew up in New York in Rochester, and then we moved back here to Fort Collins when I was about 12. So
it is amazing how many musicians are from the Rochester area that live here in town right now. I run into them all the time.
Yeah, well, totally. There's Matt Mahern, Hannah Doreen, and then Taylor Tesler. I know I'm missing a couple too.
Yeah,
but yeah.
As I say, I run into them.
Yeah.
Well, Lance, Utah, hotbed of music, and what got you into music here?
I've always been very passionate about music, and my dad he trains horses, and I grew up around horses and doing rodeo and showing horses and showing pigs and things like this.
4-H?
Yeah. Learn by doing, right?
I grew up in Nebraska. I know all about it.
Nice, yeah. My mom was a 4-H leader. And, so I actually grew up with a lot of country music. My first concert was Keith Urban.
Oh. Actually, he does an excellent show.
Yeah, it's awesome. Good guitar player.
Yeah.
So,
And so that inspired you to get into that style of music, or you just grew for an appreciation after seeing something like that?
Yeah, I was always I could tell way more interested in the songs on the radio than a lot of my friends and my dad's friends and stuff. And just always very interested in music. And then I remember the first CD I bought at our local Walmart was AC/DC Back in Black. And I started taking guitar lessons.
One of the largest selling albums of all time.
All time, for good reason. And I learned all the songs and all the guitar solos off of Back in Black.
All right.
And just my guitar teacher at the time was really good about hipping me to other music, and I got really into AC/DC and then Led Zeppelin shortly after that, and then spent a year of my life exclusively checking out Jimi Hendrix. And and then it's funny, I got super into jazz music, and I went to Utah State University and got an undergrad in jazz guitar, and then got an assistantship at University of Northern Colorado in Greeley and got my master's degree. And then the first good paying gig I got out of jazz school was a country gig. And kind of revisiting all those songs from my childhood, I was like, there's
a lot of jazz chords in true country music. I can see the progression there.
Yeah, especially I play with another country artist named Bo DePena, and he plays a lot of Western swing music, which is a massive parallel to jazz,
And we'll get back into a little bit later in the show all the people that you're playing with. Bo is the one I didn't even know about.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Ben, how about you?
When I was young, I had access to my mother's record collection, which was from the 50s, which was heavy with Elvis and a lot of rock and roll stuff like the Coasters. So I remember all that, and then my family moved west at some point, and my mother really got into the entire horse culture, and we had Buck Owens and Charlie Pride and Merle Haggard and stuff like that all through my childhood. And then I got away from that when I was a teenager and early 20s, and it was nothing but British rock. And then eventually I lived in Texas for a while, and I had an AM radio in my car, and I ended up getting back into a bunch of country. And of course there was a bunch of local Texas country stuff like Jimmy Gilmore that I listened to at that time also. So all that brought me back to the old school Merle Haggard, Hank Williams kind of country stuff eventually.
That's where you're at now.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, what else are we going to hear from you guys? That was Molly to start us off.
That was Molly, yeah.
And are you thinking about King of Downtown next?
I think so, yeah.
All right. What's the story behind this one?
This is off our new album, and this is when I started writing. I got engaged a couple years ago, and a buddy of mine was like, he's like, you're so happy. Like you've got so much good stuff going on. He's like, all your music is gonna suck now. So I was like determined to write more sad songs. So I was really trying to dive deep back into the well. So and I haven't drank for a while either, but I remember I turned 21 in Fort Collins, and it was an absolute nightmare around Fort Collins for many years. So this song is about me just kind of terrorizing downtown Fort Collins. And it's called "The King of Downtown." So.
Sugar Britches.
I'm the king of downtown. Nobody wants me around. I'm fun, I'm messy, I'm a fright. I live off booze and sin, waiting for you to let me in. Karaoke, I'll ruin your night. I'm basically the worst, I'm dying of thirst. Really wanna be your friend. I'll call you a lift, steal your wallet. Come on, let's play pretend. I smell like beer, nobody wants me here, but at least I'm the king of downtown. Don't pick me up, just fill my cup and toast to the king of downtown. I swear we're having fun. Still got some dignity left. And I still got that crown. Let's turn it upside down. Get in the car and see what's next. Oh, I don't have to tip. I think Bukowski is lit. My stories have earned me local renown. So buy me a drink. Buddy, you're on the brink of being best friends with the king of downtown. I smell like beer, nobody wants me here, but at least I'm the king of downtown. Don't pick me up, just fill that cup and toast to the king of downtown. One more for the dancers there, Lance. I smell like beer, nobody wants me here, but at least I'm the king of downtown. Don't pick me up, just fill my cup and toast to the king of downtown. Yeah, toast to the king of downtown. That's it.
All right. Living on booze and sin. Sounds like a fun time to me.
Oh, you know it, yeah.
You guys have a brand new album out. No One Cares That It's Your Birthday.
Yeah.
Where'd that title come from?
Well, a lot of places. Mainly, there's a track on there called The Birthday Song.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of been in my back pocket for many years. We've all been playing music for a long time, but I've been playing in bars and everywhere for about the last 20 years. And the most annoying thing that can happen to you is if someone comes up and says, "It's my friend's birthday. Can you please play Happy Birthday?" And I hate that song. I hate singing it. So I decided, one of my buddies was like, "Well, don't complain about it. Write your own song." So I did write my own song, and it's very vulgar and very mean to the birthday recipient. So, and we can't play it here just because it's just too mean.
But you can get it on the album.
You can, absolutely.
Your Sugar Britches. And you are announcing, of course, Friday, July 22nd.
Yep.
You're announcing that there will be tickets available for your show at the Aggie Theater on September 24th.
Yep, September 24th. That's when we're dropping the entire album. And then that's when we're having the album release show with our friends Bevan Luna and Dano Simpson. So it's going to be a fun time. And right now we've kind of been releasing singles from the album here and there, just kind of sporadically.
Keep the interest going.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you going to be playing in both bands, Lance?
Yes. I'm going to be guesting with Bevan, but playing with Sugar Britches.
All right. Well, just as a side note, you got to tell us everybody you're playing with. I can think of at least 5 bands you're playing with. And do me a favor, one step forward.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay, we can hear you in the mic now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I play in Musketeer Gripweed and Graham Good and the Painters, Bevan Luna, Sugar Britches, Bo DePena, and I think that's it.
I don't know. Let's see here. Do you sit in with anybody else that maybe we should know about? Oh, you're going to be playing with West Side Joe coming up here August 4th.
Yeah. I'm just sitting in with West Side Joe at Max Line Brewing. What day was it?
August 4th, I believe?
Yep, that day. It'll be a lot of fun.
Do you record with a lot of other people too?
Yeah. I think I have about 4 records that I'm on coming out this year, including
Sugar
No
Britches?
One Cares That It's Your Birthday, the new Musketeer Gripweed record's coming out soon.
Right.
And which is called
Gripweed will be playing at CSU October 15th, I believe it is, at the Tailgate Series.
Cool. Awesome. That'll be super fun. And then Bevan Luna's record just came out that I'm on.
And we'll have them on live at lunch here soon, so I assume we'll see you back then.
Yeah, I think so. And Graham Good is recording a record at Muscle Shoals.
Oh, really?
Yep, later on this year, so that should be coming out shortly after that. So, yep, been doing a bunch of recording.
Excellent. Ben, you play with a lot of other people too, so why don't you fill us in just a little bit with who you're playing with?
We have a bluegrass version of this band that plays some older stuff. It's called Glove Trucker, and that band plays a couple times a month. And
Is it doing bluegrass versions of Sugar Britches, or you have additional musicians?
That band started in the early 2000s, and it was Brian and I and Darren Raddick on mandolin.
Was Josh Long in that?
No, this is long ago.
And
And
not born yet, yeah.
we've got Ansel Foxley on dobro.
Oh,
and
okay.
so we recorded an album in the mid-2000s, and then we took an extended break. And then we've been doing like one-off reunion shows. Like everyone, we have a fight at the end and we break up again, and then we come back maybe the next month.
Do you guys have a lot of fisticuffs?
You know it. That's why I go to boxing, yeah.
I
Got to protect yourself.
Yeah.
I put the bass in front of me and nobody can hurt me.
Exactly. It is very much like a telenovela, just as we've been doing reunion shows for like the last year or so. Every time we just have a huge fight at the end, and then we'll announce a show saying, we got back together,
It's the makeup tour.
Brian's changed. It's all good now.
It's a breakup makeup
Yeah,
tour.
exactly. Yeah.
All right, what are you going to play for us next?
You guys want to do Walking Up Walls?
Let's do it.
And is this on the new
This
No One
is on
Cares?
the new one, too,
That it's
yeah.
your birthday.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm trying not to think about you ever since the day that we split. Trying not to talk about you, trying not to talk about it. And I've been trying so hard not to walk over broken glass. Trying so hard just to let all these feelings pass. You know I always had a cool temperament. Ever since our estrangement, I've gotten angrier and strangelier than I have ever been. Well, I'm walking up walls from police cars, I'm diving deep the wading pool. I brought a 10-foot ladder to the Grand Canyon, I'm a smart melancholy fool. I'm going under the top of a rolling stop, fast as a folk song. How'd you get me so backwards? What did I do wrong? Well, I guess I'm liking freedom, but I never had so much time. You moved on quickly, and I guess it isn't a crime. And I guess I'm getting over all these grudges that I held on to. They say it's all easier the further you are removed. You know I always had a cool temperament. Ever since our estrangement, I've gotten angrier and strangelier than I have ever been. Well, I'm walking up walls of my blue balls. I'm diving deep, wading cool. I brought a 10-foot ladder to the Grand Canyon. I'm a smart, melancholy fool. I'm going under the top of a rolling stop, fast as a folk song. How'd you get me so backwards? What did I do wrong? Oh, I hope you're happy and healthy and saying clear liquor and lies. Going east to Eden to the edge of forbidden skies. And wishing you the best is better than these bitter pills. Watching the sky fall has never been one of my skills. You know I always had a cool temperament. Ever since our estrangement, I gotten angrier and strangelier than I have ever been. Well, I'm walking up walls from police cars. I'm diving deep the wading pool. I brought a 10-foot ladder to the Grand Canyon. I'm a smart, melancholy fool. I'm going under the top of a rolling stop, fast as a folk song. How'd you get me so backwards? What did I do wrong?
Sugar Britches here on KRFC 88.9 FM's Live at Lunch. What influenced you to do? Let's face it, your lyrics are fun.
Oh,
You know, they're crazy, they're witty, snarky, however you want to say it.
Keep going.
How'd you get into doing your lyrics like that?
You know, I started writing stuff when I was like 19. And
A couple years ago?
Yeah, no, like 20 years ago, about really. And I think when I first started writing, and you can actually go back if you want to hear some of the old stuff on that Glove Trucker album. That's a lot of really sad. It's a very sad Alcoholic album. But I think there's still Adam.
Stick with Adam.
Yeah, stick with Adam. That's what we call albums now, Adams. So, and I think back then, very heavily influenced again by a lot of sad stuff, Hank Williams, and then I was listening to a lot of Elliott Smith and Bright Eyes too, so a lot of really sad stuff. So I tended to lean more onto that stuff, and then really when we started doing the Sugar Britches stuff, there was still a lot of sad stuff to pull out, but I kind of tried to pull the little lesson I kind of learned from John Prine and a few other people too was it's good to have these sad songs, but at least throw at least one funny line in there. And then lately they have been a little bit more, I don't know, just my mind's kind of just been running towards the more funny to me at least. I don't know how funny it is to other people, but actually that song, the first time I played it for my wife, and she was like, "Are you ever going to write a serious song again?" but I do like that one too. And,
Well, did you get hit with a bunch of sad experiences early when you were playing, or you're just drawn from the influences of the artists that you're listening to?
I think it was a lot of drawn on trying to be that sad sack country artist. Really, really, I've had a very privileged life and stuff, and there's been a lot of heartache and a lot of personal stuff to overcome. But
But you're happy now, right?
I am pretty happy, and that's all a fleeting thing too. I would say I'm content, and good stuff happens, bad stuff happens, and try to take it all moment to moment. But that song is specifically about kind of just overcoming relationship issue and trying to deal with it without numbing myself, really. And it's kind of just how crazy I was going into just learning how to do that. And so, yeah, I just kind of felt like I was going a little bit crazy. But it's just kind of letting it pass, too. So, yeah.
Was there a particular mentor for all you guys that got you initially interested in music, whether it was a high school band teacher or a neighbor or friend, family member? And let's start with Lance, since you're so into so many styles of music, and you actually got a degree from UNC. What initially got you into music?
Man, it's hard to say. I feel a part of me was just always meant to be a musician in a way, but definitely all the amazing mentors and guitar teachers I've had over the years.
Did you start taking guitar lessons at an early age in Utah?
Yes, I did. Yeah, from a couple different people. This guy who lived in my small town, his name was Dave Beecham, and I took lessons with him, and he was just really good at getting me very excited about music. And then at the Utah State University, I studied with this incredible guitar player named Corey Christiansen, who was incredible. And then at UNC, I studied with Steve Kowalczyk, who is, a legend. He's awesome.
Ben, how about you?
When I moved to Fort Collins, I started going to the bluegrass jams because I was kind of a rookie player, and the person that I met that had the most impact on me was Ranger Rick Bradstreet, who played in a band called the Bluegrass Patriots, and he was an outstanding dobro player, outstanding guitar player.
Husband of Andrea Bradstreet, who is a programmer, does a bluegrass show with us.
That is true. And the other thing about Rick is he played in all these acoustic bands, but secretly he was an incredible Western swing steel guitar player, non-pedal. And we actually talked him into playing with one of my rookie bands that played at the Surfside 7, and it was hilarious because we were all beginners, and he would come in and just absolutely crush it all night. And so he, more than anyone else, told me that I could do this. And so that was very important to me.
Well, they always say a bass player is a frustrated lead guitarist. Did you ever had any interest in playing lead guitar, or have you always been into bass?
I wanted the shortest path to playing in front of people.
4 strings is better than 6,
Four strings, electric first, and then when I got the upright, that's when it all opened up. And so then...
Much more comfortable for you, huh?
Well, much more in demand, let's say.
Right. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
It's not so easy to just put it on your arm and carry it around when you're going anywhere.
You have to start with a car that's big enough, right? And it all comes from there. So, yeah.
Who was your mentor?
That's my... Rick was a huge influence on me.
Wonderful. And like I said, I think a lot of people would say that because the Bluegrass Patriots were legends for a long time here in northern Colorado.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I remember seeing them too. I remember Ranger Rick used to just be a magazine I used to get. It was a nature magazine. So.
There might have been more than one Ranger Rick in the entire...
I don't think so.
He's the only one I knew
he was
personally.
a little cartoon raccoon. So that's, in my mind, that's who was your mentor.
So Brian,
Sorry.
How about you? Did you have a specific mentor that kind of got you interested in doing what you're doing?
I don't think it was really anyone specific. Neither of my parents really played any instrument. My mom said she used to play accordion, but I've never seen it. She could be making that up for all I know. So,
were they singers?
They did sing around the house a lot, and they both had great voices, but they never really got out. And then my mom's dad was a country singer in Denver for years, but he died way before I was born even. So I like to think maybe he just
It's in the blood.
Maybe it's in the blood a little bit. But, I first started playing guitar just because I thought it might get me girls, and it still hasn't. But
many musicians.
Yeah.
That was the reason.
Yeah, totally. But
Be the rock star, get the girls.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I had some buddies who played, and I just thought it was cool, and I just started playing, messing around a little bit, and then I kind of quickly figured out I liked singing and writing a little bit more than being very proficient on guitar, so like Lance here. So,
well, when you have a player like Lance around, it makes
absolutely.
it easy.
And there's
and
been,
Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's I'm surrounded by talent for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then playing in Fort Collins the last 20 years, I mean, there's been lots of people who have kind of mentored me for sure. Our old bandmate Darren Raddick, Ansel Foxley, Ben, even I would consider them all mentors for sure, and just kind of showed me how to do it. Greta, I've known her for years too.
Greta Cornett?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Dayton, everybody around town. I mean, it's just such a cool community to be a part of for, off and on the last 20 years. It seems like everybody's always been willing to help each other out. It doesn't matter what genre of music.
Whether it's music or radio or whoever, absolutely. Extremely supportive of music here in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Yeah, I would think so too. So.
All right. Well, let's see here. That was Walking Up Walls, Quinoa Cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
What's the story behind that? You don't usually hear quinoa and cowboy in the same...
No, you don't. Yeah. This is one, it's about all the hippie cowboys in Colorado. And it's also mostly just an autobiographical song because my buddy Josh used to call me the Quinoa Cowboy just because I, eat a little healthier. It was either Quinoa Cowboy or Kombucha Cowboy. So. Oh. But quinoa, I kind of figured, I got to try and write that into a song. So this is kind of just about hippie cowboys, and it always goes over really well in Wyoming because they like to make fun of us. And it offers me a chance to wear
they still work
flip-flops.
Here and drive back home.
Exactly. So yeah, this is Quinoa Cowboy. Oh, I'm a good old boy, pacifist. I carpool all my rides. I'll wear genuine Western pearl snap shirts. I believe that the dude abides. Now I'll do ayahuasca, but I don't do alcohol. I don't believe in marriage. I'll have an orgy with you all. Oh, quinoa cowboy, dairy, gluten-free, enlightenment is a son of a bitch, an acid-washed Wrangler jeans. Ain't that right, Lance? Well, I eat so many leafy greens, I can never die. I study all the world religions. When I meditate, I get real high. But I also get high on real drugs, like peyote and mushroom tea. But I know every single word to Okie from Muskogee. Oh, quinoa cowboy, dairy and cruelty-free. Enlightenment is a son of a bitch, an acid-washed Wrangler jeans. Genuine nudie suit, but it reeks of patchouli oil. And my grandpa's old Stetson hat. You know that I got style. But I just can't bring myself to wear leather boots anymore. So I just go out barefoot or wear my sandals on the dance floor. Oh, quinoa cowboy, dairy and gluten-free. Enlightenment is a son of a bitch, an acid-washed Wrangler jeans. Take us out, hippies.
Quinoa Cowboy by Sugar Britches here on KRFC's Live at Lunch. And I would like to remind all our listeners and viewers that we have a YouTube channel, KRFC's RadioVision. And you can check that out. You can check out past Live at Lunches. And please, while you're there, subscribe to the channel. It helps the musicians and KRFC. Well, that said, we're going to talk a little bit about upcoming shows here. This is going to be July 24th. You're going to be playing with the Hoot and Hollers at Solo Show, Kinney Farms.
Oh, yeah, that's in Fort Collins.
And then the whole band will be playing July 25th and 29th at Cheyenne Frontier Days.
Yep.
And you'll be on the garden stage, so people can relax and have an adult beverage, I would say. And then July 30th at the Swing Station, you'll be again solo playing with opening for Clay Rose.
Yep.
And then August 7th, you guys are all going to be playing at the Bear Trap Festival in Casper, Wyoming.
Yep.
That should be a blast.
That'll be a lot of fun, yeah.
All right. Have you guys played there before?
I haven't. Have you guys?
I played one time.
Okay.
Several years ago.
And it's one day only, right?
It's two.
Two?
Yeah, so there's a Saturday show. I think that has... I know Wendy was playing that show.
Mm-hmm.
And a few other folks. And then on our day, there's Eric Golden, another Colorado country guy, Triple Nickel, and then Jody Messina, too.
Wow. Should be a blast. And Lance, you're going to be playing July 23rd with Musketeer Gripweed, of course, at the Ravensdale Farm.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get information from that from musketeergripweed.com, I assume?
Yeah, musketeergripweed.com or our fan page on Facebook.
Excellent.
We'll have that information.
And then August 4th with Westside Joe at Maxline Brewing.
Oh, yeah, and the day before the Bear Trap thing, I'm playing with Bevan, right?
Oh, that's right, the 6th.
Yeah.
And speaking of websites, what's the best website for Sugar Britches?
Our website is sugarbritchesmusic.com. So you got to be really careful.
Upcoming, exactly, with the way the internet is these days. So upcoming shows, access to your music, fun gear, whatever it might be.
Yeah, that has all our shows, and bios if you want to read about us. And,
I would.
Yeah.
Pictures. People inquiring minds want to know.
I know, yeah. There's just so much these websites can do. It's really amazing.
And then, Ben, you're going to be playing at the Magic Rat August 4th with Matt Skinner Band.
Matt Skinner Band, yes.
And that should be a great show, too.
Love the Magic Rat.
All right. Okay, well, that said, what are we going to hear next?
Oh, okay. Let's do the drive-thru.
Crying
in the drive-thru, yeah.
Now, that's a pretty descriptive song title. So
it is, yeah.
What happened there?
This is another one that started out as a very sad song.
And then you wrote the lyrics for it.
No, I wrote it. I wrote the music and the lyrics first, and it sounded, it was a very slow kind of dirge, and it was just kind of about basically, being so sad that you got to eat something to feel anything, and then and it started out super slow. And then I can't remember who said it, Ben or somebody was like, let's turn that into a shuffle. So it got turned into a shuffle, and it's way more energetic, and I guess it is kind of funny too. But it turned out really good, and all these songs turned out really awesome on the record. We have Ansel Fox.
The new record, No One Cares That It's Your Birthday.
Yeah. Not you personally, David. I care. But,
and I appreciate that.
Yeah. So yeah, and this one has a really awesome harmony part that Ansel Foxley is playing on dobro too, so
cool.
We're missing him today, but
does he play with you guys live at all?
He does, yeah. We try to get him, as much as we can, and it's kind of been a little bit of a rotating cast last year, just who's available and stuff.
Sure.
But this is, I would say, the core three, but we bring on Ansel on as often as we can, and then we'll bring on Darren Raddick on mandolin. We've had some other guitarists. Taylor Sims has come on, Tony NASCAR.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So yeah. Lots of really fun friends, and so, yeah.
You guys could fill the stage.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to kind of keep it open and keep people coming in. But
if only we could find a drummer.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or a cajon.
Yeah.
All right, Sugar Britches on Live at Lunch.
Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Seems like an endless night. Oh, nobody's here. I'm drinking cooking for two. I haven't eaten since Thursday, but I've been drinking since Friday, and now it's Tuesday, and I'm not over you. I searched over an hour for my keys. Oh, I gotta get out of this house for real. Oh, I could eat my body weight. It doesn't have to taste great. All I need is something to make me feel. Oh, I'm gonna eat my feelings. I'll have a supersized number 2. Oh, I'm drunk at 1 a.m. crying in the drive-thru. I'm drunk at 1 a.m. crying in the drive-thru. Voice through the speaker sounds so sweet. It's the first voice I've heard since you left me. That'll be $10.94, extra fries $1 more. Pull forward to the second window, please. I've tried so hard to fill this void. Oh, you got my heart wrapped up in chains. Oh, I could eat you for days, trying to find new ways to send new poison through my veins. Oh, I'm gonna eat my feelings. I'll have a supersized number 2. Oh, I'm drunk at 1 a.m. crying in the drive-thru. I'm drunk at 1 a.m. crying in the drive-thru.
All right.
Yeah, you hungry?
Try to eat your feelings.
Yeah.
You guys have had great times opening up for a lot of big names here recently.
Yeah.
Winona Judd, Corb Lund, Jason Eady.
Yeah.
Gosh, Reverend Horton Heat, Pokey Lafarge,
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob
yeah.
Thornton. Well, I was just going to ask you, what was the most fun? Which one?
You know, they're all fun in different ways. Corb Lund was a lot of fun for me just because I've been such a big fan of him forever.
And he's really starting to take off big time.
Yeah, I mean, he's another writer, who definitely is just so catchy and very funny, too, that I really am influenced by as well. But, that little Pokey Lafarge show at the Armory was so much fun, too, just because it was so small and so intimate. And, I mean, everybody was there fully just, to listen. And usually, we play a lot of places that get kind of rowdy, too.
Yeah, sure.
And it's nice to know.
Need the chicken wire in the front of the stage or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And that was really nice because, a lot of people were listening to the words and stuff, and that made a huge difference. And Pokey was just such a nice guy, listened to all the stuff, really, talked to us afterwards and stuff.
Nice.
And, yeah, but they've all been fun, too,
Sure.
and everybody's been super kind and gracious. Everybody's always, thankful and whatnot. So
Let you do a sound check before or whatever.
yeah, yeah. Not all the time, but that Billy Bob show is kind of fun too, just because we.
He's an interesting personality.
He is absolutely, and it was.
In person, is he the same way?
I didn't get to meet him actually. I was I ran up afterwards and I was selling. We had just gotten a bunch of merch, so I was selling a ton of merch. But I met his music partner JD, and he was a super sweet guy.
Excellent.
So, but it was just fun. It was a beautiful venue up there too, and yeah. So.
Well, you've had some recognition from Westward Magazine in Denver, Fort Collins Music Association, FOCO MX.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah, it's always nice to get some kudos and a little name recognition and just people say, hey, I like this. That always feels good, and it doesn't always happen, but we don't share the ones that say they don't like us. But
yeah. Oh, that's a good thing. That's
right.
that's music. Yeah, you
Yeah.
keep those in your back pocket and ignore them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So what are we going to hear next? Let's see. Going to check, and it looks like maybe Who's Your God?
Oh, yeah.
Is this on the new one, Sugar
This
Britches?
is,
No
yeah,
one cares
and,
that it's your birthday?
Yeah, we've been releasing a lot of these as singles. And, man, almost all of these ones that we've played for you today that are off the new album we've actually released, I think except for King of Downtown. So you can find these. And this is the last song we released just a couple weeks ago, right before we went to Utah. We thought it would be a kind of a tongue-in-cheek to release a song about God when we went to Salt Lake City. But, yeah, so...
And speaking of releases, you will be releasing the new album here, at least a release party, September 24th at the Aggie Theater here in Fort Collins with Bevan Luna and Dano Simpson.
Yep, and that's when we'll drop the entire album, too. So we've got 10 songs on there, 9 originals, and 1 super secret cover.
But Friday, July 22nd is when they announce that tickets will be available for that show.
Absolutely, yeah.
Aggie website?
It'll be at the Aggie website, yeah.
And then Sugar Britches too, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll make sure we work on that for sure.
Okay.
But,
All right.
Yeah, so this is called Who's Your God, and you want to hear about it now, or you want me to tell you?
Why don't you tell me about it?
Sure. I didn't write a lot of songs in the pandemic, but this one did kind of come from that, and it came from a trip to Costco, which is the worst place on earth. But unless you need some good Kirkland chicken. I'm trying to get a sponsorship. No, I was walking around in there, and this guy was just walking around with his cart. He has 3 kids in there, and he was just preaching basically from his cart, and he was walking around just saying, "Our God is a vengeful God," and just like spewing all this stuff that was just really
The last place you'd expect to hear somebody preaching, huh?
Well, it was kind of the last place, and maybe also the first place. But it really, ruined my shopping trip. So. But and a lot of the times in the last few years too, it seems like there's been a lot of people trying to kind of impose spirituality on other people too and stuff. And
yeah.
And I absolutely love hearing about other people's theology. I love mythology. I love hearing about what people believe. But I think it should it kind of stops with
hearing
that
about
person. It. Yeah, I think it God is a relationship between the individual and their God, really. And so this kind of came out from that, and basically what I got from that experience was, I don't care, man, I just want you to be kind to other people. And
you can believe whatever the heck you want to believe.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so this is called Who's Your God? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Got your heart set on heaven, and you're so busy preaching. Don't see that you're making hell on earth. And you're so busy screaming, and you're so lousy preaching. You don't see that you're making hell on earth. One God, one truth, one perspective to boot. And he made it one white male like you and me. Why not a pantheon or a fish god who can spawn a brand new breed of slippery deities? Oh, who's your God? I don't care, I just want you to be kind. Oh, I know that your identity lies in your eschatology. It must be nice thinking only you are right. What an awful world to live, what a shallow pond to swim. Nobody's home but you left on all the lights. So is your God obtuse, or has it all just been a ruse? Has the world just lost our collective mind? If you don't like it in the end, well, I guess you can just send thoughts and your prayers up to the sky. Oh, who's your God? I don't care, I just want you to be kind. So your God is your reflection, it's no peak of perfection. You better clean up your mirror next time. cast a spell, chant a chant, sing a hymn or post a rant. But I'd rather be listening to John Prine. Oh, who's your God? I don't care, I just want you to be kind all the time. I just want you to be kind. Oh, who's your God? I don't care, I just want you to be kind.
I'm not a fish god who can spawn. Okay, that you must have been up late at night thinking of that line.
That one came out kind of slippery. Yeah.
So to speak.
Came out quick, yeah.
All right, we're speaking with Sugar Britches here on KRFC's Live at Lunch, 88.9 FM, streaming live at krfcfm.org. What is probably the most iconic place you guys have gotten to play at? You know, and most Colorado musicians would say Red Rocks or whatever, but as a group, where'd you guys play?
Man, we haven't played there yet.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
I have.
Oh.
With
Just
Graham
trying to
Good?
make me jealous.
Yeah, they did a video there, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We actually did get booked to play at Red Rocks pre-pandemic, just in the visitor center, but I guess that doesn't count. So
That's all right.
And it
It's
never
Red
happens.
Rocks.
So it definitely doesn't
That's
count.
Red Rocks.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Ben? Do you remember? I don't even remember where we played.
Gold Hill Inn. That's
Gold Hill Inn is a lot of fun for sure, and there's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
That's outside of Boulder.
I saw Rory Gallagher play there.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
I mean, it's amazing who over the years who all's played up there.
Yeah,
awesome.
that's a super fun spot. I mean, Aggie's always fun, and it's kind of the good hometown street cred too. Just say you played the Aggie, but we love all our folks over there.
Sure.
Like I said,
The
that
Wash.
Lincoln and Cheyenne is great. Yeah, we have yet to hit the Washingtons, but we're gonna keep trying. So.
Aggie is a good place.
Aggie's a good one. Our Armory again. That's one I really like too, and I think I don't know. The more I write stuff too, the more I do like kind of those smaller, more intimate rooms that.
Those brick walls in
Yeah.
the armory just you
sound really
don't
good.
need that much amplification.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've played a lot of fun places though, and whether it be even little bars, outside patios, and stuff like that. But
Okay.
yeah,
You all have played for years here in the Front Range, tons of bands.
yeah.
What advice would you give aspiring young musicians here in northern Colorado? What words of wisdom?
I guess for me.
A lot of silence on
Yeah,
that
no.
one.
I would say for me is just, keep networking, and if you're just starting out, especially, just start to network. Go to the open mics, put your time in, keep going to shows, meeting people. You never know who you'll meet, and who needs a bass player, who needs a guitarist or anything like that. So just keep networking to start out with. Go to as many shows as you can, and then. Probably the second piece of advice would be, be very careful with the comparison game too, because it's
Be yourself, you're saying?
be yourself, and then I think at least for me, I've kind of it's hard with all the social media stuff, seeing your peers and stuff, and saying, oh, they're doing this, why can't I do that and stuff, and I think that really can run you ragged sometimes too, and I know it did for me a few years ago too, and kind of burns you out, and it's just not a healthy headspace, I think, too. So.
What about you, Lance?
Man, I'll do this.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
We love you, Lance. We want to hear your angelic voice.
You're so soft-spoken.
Yeah, I would say two things, especially being a sideman, which is what I do. I play guitar for a bunch of different people,
Yeah.
and I write songs too in Gripweed. But number one, work daily and diligent on your instrument. Be good.
How much do you practice a day?
I
Just out of
practice
curiosity.
5 to 8 hours a day.
Wow.
Yep.
Every day?
Every day. And because, being proficient at your instrument is what people want, They don't. The other side to that is be cool. Don't be a terrible hang. Because you could
Be someone that people want to be around and have playing with them.
Yeah, like you could be the best bassist or guitar player or singer in the world, but if you're a rough hang, like nobody's going to hire you.
One gig, and then they say, no,
Yeah,
never again.
you'll get hired once, but you won't be asked back.
That's great advice.
So that's my advice.
I second, third, and fourth that. Yeah, absolutely.
Mine might be specific to bass players.
Yeah.
But basically, I want to play with people who are really, really good and really easy to get along with and who play live. And I'm less concerned about the perfect style of music for myself. So
seek those people out that...
who are working and who are really good and easy to get along with.
And you can learn from them. And
Right. And so it doesn't have to sound exactly like a particular thing to me. It just has to be something that I think I can pull off.
great advice from Sugar Britches here on Live at Lunch.
Time will tell if any of that's great advice.
From all three of you guys. Well, another goddamn love song.
Yeah. This is
Sweet lyrics, I'm sure.
It is kind of a sweet song.
Okay.
You know, I don't write a ton of love songs, so yeah. Like I said, I got engaged a few years ago, and before I got married, I was like, I should at least try to write a love song. So this is my attempt at it, and I think it came out pretty good and sweet, but a little tongue in cheek, I guess. And then yeah, on the album we had Wendy Wu come in and sing it with me too. So
Doing the harmony?
yeah.
Or
then
co-lead?
Yeah, co-lead. She's doing some harmonies, and she's also taking on some of the verses too. So
Sweetheart, we've had her here to Live at Lunch.
She's awesome. So yeah, we've got a few guests on that album, and I mean just lots of great players. So Wendy Wu, Amanda Hofer sang on a few. My wife actually sang on "Crying on the Drive-Thru," just a small little part, and then Lance played organ on "Who's Your God."
Did you guys produce the album yourselves?
Darren Raddick did over at Stout Studios.
Okay.
We all had our opinions.
We also had the Graham Good horns.
Oh, yeah.
Walking
Up Walls. Yeah, that was a huge, I mean, that was something I never thought I'd do. And I mean, you heard it here, but to have that horn section playing on that just totally changes that song and makes it so much bigger, too. So it's really cool. Zach Rich and Joey Leclerc, just killed it on that song. So.
Well, before you start, I want to thank Chris Winslow and Eric Delano for our video, and Andy Howes and Colton Boening, our audio team for KRFC, both. We appreciate the job that they do. And thank you guys for coming in today and sharing your music with our listeners and viewers. Yeah, it looks like we've got about 3.5 minutes left in the show.
Oh, okay.
So, another goddamn love song.
Another goddamn love song. I don't know how to write a goddamn love song. All I know is songs about hurting and doing wrong. Now I'm getting married, but I'm so mad in love. No, I just don't know how to write a goddamn love song. Maybe I'll write about the softness of her skin, or the brightness of her eyes when morning sneaks in. But I don't want to sound too creepy, and minor chords just make you weepy. No, I just don't know how to write a goddamn love song. How do I tell her she's my love and flame? Oh, how do I tell her without sounding lame? How do I tell her I'm committed for life? Oh, how do I tell her it's just some things I cannot write? That's really... doesn't believe in God, and I feel like a fraud. No, I just don't know how to write the goddamn love song. Oh, how do I tell her she's my love and flame? Oh, how do I tell her without sounding lame? How do I tell her I'm committed for life? Oh, how do I tell her it's just some things I cannot write? No, I just don't know how to write the goddamn love song.
Thank you for listening to Live at Lunch, and thank you to the Music District here in the heart of Fort Collins, Colorado. Live at Lunch is produced by KRFC 88.9 FM in the Ginger and Baker studio. If you'd like to appear on Live at Lunch, email our music director, David Vacek, at david@krfcfm.org.